Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Exit 8, a Japanese horror film written and directed by Genji Kawamura and based on a video game of the same name.
Which I did not know.
I knew it was based on the video game, but I didn't know anything about the video game, which was great because that means that, like, at no point was I judging it based on the video game. I was just judging it based on its own story, and it's really good. It's a really good movie. It's about a guy who gets lost in a subway tunnel that constantly loops. It's like one of those, like, Ouroboruses. It's
yeah. Well, it's less a tunnel and more of the station itself.
Yeah, that's true. It's less the actual tunnel where like the trains go and more like the literal exit tunnels that you take to get out of the subway system. And on the wall, there is a series of rules. Pay mind to every single anomaly in the tunnel. And when you see an anomaly, something weird that shouldn't be there, you need to turn around and go back the other way. And if you don't do that, then the tunnel's gonna start back from 1. Or zero, actually. It'll start back at 0, and you have to go through it 8 times until you get to exit 8 and then leave. I was actually surprised at how well they were able to stretch the premise through a feature-length movie without it feeling like it was stretched. It actually did feel
without it feeling like it was a video game movie.
Yes.
You know, which it doesn't.
It doesn't feel like a video game, which is funny because there have been other video game movies recently that did feel like video games.
Oh, yeah.
And there have been non-video game movies that kind of felt like video games, like Thrash. Yeah. Thrash had that one moment where it was just like, ooh, a new level opened up.
Yeah.
A new level of the stage opened up. At the end of the day, I have no idea about the game, but the movie is actually the story of becoming a dad. Yeah. It's the fear of fatherhood.
Yeah, the anxiety of becoming a parent. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what the movie's ultimately about, but it's being told through this psychologically horrifying scenario of going through this endless tunnel and encountering random creepy shit. Some of it's like mundane, like, okay, the doorknob is slightly weird on this door. Yeah. Others of it is just like literal like fucking monsters crawling around the tunnel like it's fucking Resident Evil or some shit. And the way this movie is shot is probably one of the most well-shot movies I've seen recently. It's done in these really long takes. And it's also a movie that basically only has like 4 characters. There's the main character who's lost in the tunnel. I believe he's referred to as the Lost Man. Yeah. There's a guy he randomly encounters in the tunnel who almost seems like an NPC, like a video game NPC called the Walking Man, who's constantly walking through, and he's not an anomaly until he is an anomaly in certain moments. There's a child he encounters at one point in the movie, and also there is his girlfriend who's on the phone with him when he enters the tunnel initially, who is currently pregnant and deciding what she wants to do with the baby. Yeah. And so this whole thing kind of kicks off as he's like unsure what to do about the fact that his ex-girlfriend's pregnant.
There's also the random schoolgirl.
That's true. Okay, there's another character.
5 characters.
That's right. There is another character. There's also a scene at the beginning of the movie with a whole bunch of people on an actual subway train.
Yeah. But that's like background.
Yeah, that's more background information. These other ones are like more actual characters. Despite how small the movie actually was, because of the way it was filmed, it felt big. It felt like a big story, even though it's a very small, self-contained, like a bottle episode of a TV show.
Yeah, it's this would be right up there with like an episode of like Doctor Who or something.
Yeah, 100%. It's a total Doctor Who scenario, right? Oh, it keeps looping back, and oh, hey, there was blood on the walls. We need to turn back around. That's an anomaly. You know?
Yeah. But rather than the solution being science or technobabble based, it's emotion.
Yeah, there's the emotion of the thing. He definitely has to overcome his anxiety at the center of the movie. And he also has to make sure he follows the rules. And funny enough, oftentimes the reason why he breaks the rules throughout the movie is because of his anxiety. Yeah. You know, like he makes decisions sometimes where you as the audience member are sitting there going like, no, wait, don't do that. That's clearly an anomaly. It's a trick. Don't fall for that. But his anxiety won't let him not fall for it. So he has to overcome the anxiety on top of everything. That's another thing I really loved and found super engaging about this movie. And I imagine it's probably the appeal of the video game too. Yeah. I had a lot of fun trying to spot the anomalies myself before he did. Yes. And sometimes I could and sometimes I couldn't. Sometimes like you literally couldn't couldn't because like it wouldn't cut to the anomaly until he's looking at it.
Pointed out, yeah. But like the one with the posters was great.
The posters was great. The one that I felt kind of like glib about the fact that I noticed it before the character did is one of the early loops. Actually, I believe it's the first time he loops back to 0. He thinks there's no anomalies in the tunnel, and the movie doesn't draw attention to any anomaly in the tunnel. But I noticed that the lighting fixtures were all crooked.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
That's probably what the appeal of the video game is doing all that. Now we get to watch this character do it while also doing it alongside him.
Wait, did this change?
And sometimes the hallway itself will fuck with him. Not just by presenting him with things that are anomalies that are fucking with his emotions, but also like stuff that only changes when he turns around.
Yes.
So the first time he looks at it, it's fine.
Actually, I thought the meanest one, the one that was the meanest was the 8 was upside down.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, mother.
That is so mean.
Fucker.
That's so mean. It's a good movie. It's got great cinematography. It's got emotions. I found myself at the end feeling what the man was feeling when he was overcoming his own anxiety.
Well, one of the things that I loved about the movie was how funny it is.
That's the part I was not expecting. I was expecting the psychological trauma of the scenario. And I was somewhat expecting that it was probably going to be some sort of metaphor for something.
Right.
What I wasn't expecting was just how darkly humorous the movie was.
Yeah.
We were in a full packed theater and everyone's laughing their ass off at every given moment while being horrified. It's like the right kind of laughter, horrifying mix. So yeah, Exit 8, I think, is one of the best horror movies of the year. You should definitely go check it out. I think it's going to be leaving theaters soon, but you can probably hit it up on streaming soon. So keep a lookout for that. And with that said, let's move on to the spoilers because I think we've pretty much said everything we need to say in the non-spoiler section. Yeah. So go check it out. And let's move on to the spoilers.
Really, the only thing we could spoil is the ending.
Well, the major spoiler of the movie is the fact that the little boy he encounters
is his son.
Is his actual son. It's the son that's going to be born. Whether he chooses to have the kid or not, obviously she's going to end up having the kid.
Yeah.
And that kid at some point ends up in the tunnel with him. And so he gets to encounter his son before he encounters his son. And he gets to encounter a version of his son that grew up without him.
Yeah.
And so he has to overcome his own fear of being a father while connecting with his son unknowingly and helping his son survive this tunnel, which is kind of like a metaphor for being a father. I'm helping you survive the horrors and the trauma of life, the never-ending tunnel of torment. And the movie does a really cool thing. It actually shows us what happens if you fail to follow the rules after a certain point.
Yes.
And there's the guy, the Walking Man. They actually show us the backstory of the Walking Man. At one point, he was also helping the kid. And he was helping the kid through the tunnel, and he reached a point where it seemed like the exit was there. But he had not gone through all the numbers yet. He was still on like 6.
Yeah.
It was obviously an anomaly trying to trick him. And the boy recognized it, but he didn't recognize it. And he goes through that exit and ends up becoming the Walking Man stuck in the tunnel.
Yeah. He becomes part of the anomalous nature of the area.
He becomes part of purgatory. He becomes part of hell. He becomes one of its demons. I did like your wife's theory on that guy.
Oh, that he might have been the main character's dad?
Yeah, I did not piece that together, but we do know the main character also had an absentee father. That's one of the reasons why the main character is struggling the way he's struggling. He never had a father. He doesn't know how to be a father. And,
right.
And I like that theory. The movie never directly acknowledges that the way it pretty much acknowledges that the one kid is his.
Yeah.
You know, there's a straight up scene where they both go down the tunnel and standing there is his ex-girlfriend, the one that's pregnant, and the kid goes mommy.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue that maybe the kid's seeing someone different than he's seeing, but we never see what the kid's seeing.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
If that was the case, I'm sure the movie would have told us.
I fully interpreted that and the way the movie ends up going as it's his kid. Because especially when it shows when he's drowning in the water and he has that vision of being at the beach and it's that kid and his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. It's trying to communicate that that is his kid. It doesn't do the same for the other guy, but I love the idea that that's his father.
It's a really cool idea.
And his father failed.
Yeah.
His father failed the trial of the tunnel and ended up stuck in purgatory forever, and that's why he was never there in his life. His father gave in to the anxiety.
Yep.
I love that because it actually enhances the movie even more so than it already is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, there actually is a surprising amount of stuff that you could spoil.
I guess you're right.
There is also my favorite tunnel anomaly in this movie. It's going to be a lot of people's favorite because it's the most fucked up one. And it's the rats with the baby parts.
With the body parts on them?
Yeah, and it's like specifically baby parts because it's crying like a baby the whole time. And it's a bunch of rats. They look like lab rats that have grown like ears and eyes and nose and shit on them.
Yeah, because he was looking at all those pictures of like, we saved this guy's ear by grafting it onto a rat. Yeah.
Yep, and so he encounters those and they like form like a rat king like shape that looks like a baby's head and like cries at him. Definitely the most horrifying, like viscerally horrifying image in the movie. There are other stuff that's more like foreboding, horrifying.
Yes.
It's more like scary because it's foreboding and you're not quite sure what's going to be around the corner. That is the most visceral, in your face, horrifying moment in the movie. And it's also my favorite in the movie. I fucking love that bit. It's like something straight out of like Resident Evil or Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah.
When I say that this movie is all about the fear of fatherhood, that's actually layered into a lot of the anomalies in the movie.
Yeah.
Some of them are just kind of like creepy stuff, like blood on the walls and whatnot, you know, different, like the fucking doorknob is now in the center of the door. There's a lot of the anomalies that are like the sounds of like crying babies.
Yeah.
That one point where he opens the door, or the door opens in front of him and he looks through it and it's a flashback to when he was in the subway tunnel and ignoring when a woman was being yelled at because her baby was crying.
Yeah.
And even then, it's a crying baby that starts the whole scenario. So there's that reoccurring theme of childs and parenthood and stuff.
This movie has a lot of what the Silent Hill movies actually lack.
Yes. Had I not found out that this was based on its own video game, I would have assumed they were inspired by Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Because it's got that kind of layering of themes that Silent Hill has.
Yeah. The early video games.
Yeah, 100%. The Walking Man and the
Lost Man?
Not the Lost Man, but the I don't know if they give her a name, but
the schoolgirl.
The schoolgirl who shows up. I like that they both, their kind of thing kind of like represents like, are you going to be an active player or are you going to be an NPC?
Yeah.
Are you going to be an active player in your own life or are you just going to like run through the motions?
Yep.
Keep your head down. Don't cause any disturbances. Don't rock the boat. Just be an NPC going about your life.
Yep.
Or are you going to actively participate in it and make decisions for yourself? And I really liked that. I really liked that touch. So my fellow Gorehounds, Exit 8, check it out. Look for it by name. And don't worry, you do not need to see Exits 1 through 7 beforehand. It makes perfect sense on its own. Y'all know me, I'm the NPC known as the Horror Guru. You can find me on various social media platforms, but these days I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages, and remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag RatBaby. Use the hashtag RatBaby, that way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows that you know one of the creepiest fucking things that happens in this movie, the fucking rat babies. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and we'll catch y'all later.